Hello, and welcome back to the world of assassination and the trending contracts. And today's contract, Dubai 4, set in Dubai, and the contract ID is on the screen now for anyone who wishes to have a crack at it, and has been supplied to us today, courtesy of A. George 216. So moving on to our briefing, and there isn't one, so we'll just say that our targets today have been very naughty people and they need to be punished. And speaking of targets, today we have 5 of them with no stipulations on how we dispatch them or what we wear whilst we do so we have a free map. So for today's challenge, we'll be starting at the default location. We're going to have a vial of lethal poison stored up in the atrium toilets, and we'll be bringing with us another vial of lethal poison and a remote magnetic gas grenade in a briefcase, along with our silenced pistol. So right from the start and off the bat, we are going to make our way directly to the atrium toilets and retrieve our lethal poison there, and then we will move on to our first target, who will be the other assassin on the map, the Vulture. So into the cubicle, we're just going to grab the poison, and while we're here we're going to remove our gas grenade from the briefcase and then return it to the briefcase, so that is ready for later on. And then we're going to make our way up towards the penthouse entrance area and run straight past our first target and around into the little smoking garden here. We're going to grab up one of these coins and then make our way to the cubicle at the back. We're going to drop our briefcase because we don't want to be using that, and eventually our target will finish the conversation he's engaged in, and he will make his way over here. And when he gets on the other side of that cubicle wall, we're gonna throw our coin against the wall to get his attention. He's gonna come round and investigate, and we need to remove him silently as possible, which is why we are not using our briefcase. So once he comes in, we can then get behind him, render him unconscious, and then break his neck. That is probably one of only 2 ways you're going to get away with this silently. I've tried throwing weapons at him, but people do tend to hear that. So we're going to grab the lethal poison that he drops before retrieving our briefcase, and we're going to make our way now to the black and gold bar on the far side of the map, and we will now deal with our next 3 targets who will all sort of end up in this area. One is here already, and that would be Miss Lucy Phillips, who we are just passing now. So we're going to need a change of disguise, so we're just going to wait for the barmaid at the bar here to look away. When she does, we can make our way into the storeroom behind, render the serving staff unconscious with our briefcase. We're going to hide his body, as people will be coming through here later on. We're going to take his outfit, and then we're going to make our way back out into the bar area. And on the bar we will find several drinks, and we want to add our lethal poison to the glass of wine on the right hand side of the bar, and that will take care of the sheik a little bit later on. And then once we've done that, we're going to make our way into the VIP area, and we are going to tend to the bar here. And again, we're just going to add one of our lethal poisons to the drink here, and our target, Miss Phillips, will eventually make her way inside, and when she does, we're going to offer her a nice relaxing drink of vodka. It's red in the bottle, so that will help hide the vapors coming off the glass. And once Lucy has sampled that, we can then move on to our next target, who will be Marcus Stuyvesant. And we have to be a little bit careful here, as we will be avoiding one enforcer who is just off to our left at the moment. So we're just going to wait right here for our target to come along. There is the enforcer, and he's currently stood right where we want to be. So here comes Marcus, and the enforcer has just made his way back into the worst possible position. So we're just going to nudge Marcus quickly to slow him down. He has now just run into the Sheik. So when Marcus makes it to the balcony area there, we are going to walk up to him, trigger our gas grenade, and if we do it anywhere else, he will likely go and be sick over a balcony, thus losing us our opportunity. But if we do it right there by the balcony, he is directly above the bathrooms and he will come to the bathroom. We're going to get there ahead of him, and I've just dropped my briefcase out in the foyer area there. We don't need to, but we don't need the briefcase either, so I figured I'd get someone to remove it. So when Marcus arrives, we can then reintroduce him to his breakfast, or possibly lunch, depends on the time of day. It does look quite cloudy out there, it's hard to tell what time of day it is. And that's 3 of our targets now taken care of. And target number 4 should be just arriving in the area, and that would be, there he is, Mr. Ghazali. So his elimination is already set up, so all we have to do is move a safe distance so that we're not suspected, and then we can just wait for him to make his way to the bar. He will engage in a rather lengthy conversation with a young lady first of all, but when she finally leaves, the Sikh will then approach the bar and sample his glass of red wine. And it turns out that it's not going to agree with him very much. And down he goes. So that is 4 targets now removed, and we have 1 more to go, and our final target is all the way up in the penthouse, Mr. Ingram. And we're going to make our way up there. We're going to go over the top of the art installation, the control area here. We're going to grab the crowbar from the toolbox, and then we're going to make our way up into the penthouse area, and we're going to remove that guard right there. Now, he's currently in the ideal position, but unfortunately I hesitated and he moves away just as I was scaling the balcony. So we're going to quickly dive back over the edge and wait for him to finish playing with his phone, and when he does, he will return to the water cooler, and at that point we can then hop over the balcony, render him unconscious. We're just going to retrieve our crowbar, we're not quite done with that yet, and then we're going to hide our new friend here in the storage room, in the closet provided. There is an employee in this room, but he will remain with his back to you. So once we've got our friend here deposited, we can then take his outfit and we can then continue on to the penthouse area. So we're just going to take out this camera. There's no real need, you can avoid it if you hug the wall on the right, but I like to destroy the camera if I can. So we're going to use our crowbar to enter into the penthouse via the staff entrance, make our way up the stairs and into the pantry, where we will encounter one of the penthouse staff members, who we are going to remove with a quick shot to the back of the head there. We're going to collect up our crowbar once again. We're going to hide the penthouse worker in the freezer provided, and then we're going to turn on the ice machine here and then turn it off again when we get to prompt, and that will attract the attention of the famous chef, who we are also going to remove from the equation. We'll also take his outfit just to make things that little bit easier. So when the chef comes along to investigate the ice machine, we can then render him unconscious. We can deposit him with his colleague in the freezer, and we can then take his outfit. There we go. So now we are free and clear to openly move around in the kitchen area, and we're going to head to the central counter here and prepare Mr. Ingram a nice tidy meal. We're going to add our final poison to that meal, and then we are going to call Mr. Ingram to dinner. So we're just going to ring the bell there, or we could use the timer as well, but the bell is faster. So while we wait for Mr. Ingram to arrive, we're going to head out onto the dining room balcony area here, and we will just take a nice good look at the vista beyond. And eventually Mr. Ingram will help himself to his meal. He will bring it to the dining table and he will sample our cuisine. Unfortunately, he will not find it to his liking. So once he has sampled his food, he will get riotously sick and he will attempt to make it to the bathroom, but he will not get very far, as this is a relatively fast acting poison, and down he goes. So that's all of our targets now taken care of, and the nearest available safe exit for us will be out on the outer balcony where the golf clubs are, and all we have to do is head straight there and throw ourselves off of a perfectly good building. So there we go, one more trending contract taken care of, and we have confirmation all of our targets were eliminated according to plan, and we get our Silent Assassin rating. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.